I feel like I just have to tell my scooter accident story.
Yep, that's the one I was thinking of, but I wanted to see if that was
There's
the one you
definitely
wanted.
others. There's definitely other stories, but this is the one that's probably the most memorable this past year.
Crazy.
So I'll try to make it quick, but basically, in Bali, on the main island, it's like transportation's great. You can kind of, they call it Gojek or Grab. It's kind of like a scooter. It's kind of like Uber, but like on scooters. So you can kind of get around faster. It's more fun, honestly. So we were doing that for most of the trip. And then we were going to the islands. So I think we spent a week and a half, like on the main island, kind of just like all around, just like going different places. And then we went to the islands. So the day we get to the island, I knew ahead of time that we had to rent a scooter. And I figured it would be easy. We'll just get there. We'll figure out the scooter. Like there's scooter rental places like all over. So I was like, we'll just get there, get one. But we had our luggage. So I'm like, let's just call, like there's like taxis driving around. So I'm like, let's just get like a guy to take us to the hotel and then we'll figure out the scooter situation. So we go to the hotel. We actually get to the hotel and their guy's like, oh, I'm sold out. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean you're sold out? We like already paid everything. He was like, oh, I'll just take you down to like my friend's hotel. You'll just stay there.
Okay.
So that was like a whole, I don't even think I told you this part, but we ended up going, he drove us down to a different hotel that we weren't originally supposed to stay at. And we like get all settled in and I'm like kind of like a little disappointed. I'm like, we were supposed to stay, like I was super excited about this other spot that we were supposed to stay at. But I was like looking at like there's like no one else there, which was kind of weird. I'm like looking at the reviews. And then I noticed that like the price was like half the price that we originally paid. So it was like much, much cheaper than what we paid for. So like I had to like bargain with the guy. I'm like, listen, like we're supposed to stay here. We're here now. Like you need to give us some money back. So that was like a whole nother thing that happened. But then we like get all that settled and I'm like, hey, like we're looking for scooter for the next couple days. He's like, oh, I can give you mine. So we paid the guy in cash, like paid him for a scooter for a couple days. Everything's super cheap there. So it like wasn't like a huge expense.
Okay.
It was like maybe $2 a day. We were going to get it for like 3 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very cheap. So we get this guy's scooter. We're kind of like, I forget. When we were on the main island, we actually met a group from London. We met a solo traveler from California. So we kind of were like hanging out with them on the main island and neither of them really had plans. So they kind of were just like, oh, we'll just, follow you and my friend Renee, who was with me. Like, well, we'll just follow you guys. We'll go to the islands too. So we all ended up being on the islands where we're going to like plan to meet up for dinner. The 2 guys that we met from London didn't end up coming to dinner. It was just us and the girl from California. So we all go out, we take the scooter, we drive to this little like beachfront restaurant. We're hanging out, we get apps. And it was like kind of later in the day, like things kind of close early, like around like 8 or 9. So we probably went at like 6, got dinner. Had a couple, like I knew I was driving the scooter because my friend isn't super comfortable on scooters. She kind of has like a bad past experience. So like I knew I wasn't going to drink a lot. I was going to kind of like keep it tame. Like we go into the night, we end up meeting people out and we're like talking like, oh, why don't we go to this place down the street? So we go, we're kind of like at this point, like bar hopping. And we ended up like, anytime I drank anything there, it was like very like, wouldn't get me drunk. Like it was kind of like water almost. This one guy we met, he got this bottle of like almost like moonshine. So it's like Bali moonshine. I had like maybe a couple of shots of it. Was probably drank more than I should have. At this point, fast forward, it's probably like 1 a.m. Big jump, but it's 1 a.m. We're like, all right, let's call it a night. Like, let's go back. Only a couple things were open. There was like maybe 2 bars, like on the one strip of the island that were open. So we're driving back. It's me on my scooter with my friend on the back. And then the guy we met from Spain, my friend jumped on his scooter. He was going to take her back to her hotel. So we follow them, we take her back, and then we're driving along back to our place. And we're driving and like, I thought I was fine, but it's like 1 a.m. in Bali, like on this like crazy road. There's potholes.
And there's not much light, right? Like, can you see?
There's no light. No light. The roads are windy.
Do you have does the scooter have a little bit of a headlight? Like a lamp?
There's a little, like a little headlight. Yeah.
Oh, that's it though.
but it's the roads and it's like unfamiliar territory. Like I don't know where I am.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm picturing just, like, pitch black.
Yep. So we're going around this loop and all of a sudden like there's a pothole or something. All of a sudden like we go flying off the scooter, we crash.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oh no.
How many miles per hour are we talking?
I was probably going like 40, like not
40? I was gonna say
45,
much
40.
low. I thought it was like a windy, like, so
Wha-
it's what you're, like, kinda flying. I don't to me, that's like
I
flying.
know.
To me, I'm
I
like
wasn't-
40 and ended up with less like, what did you
Maybe
have? A
not
couple
40, maybe like
scratches. You'll talk
30.
about
I
your
don't
injuries,
know.
but
I wasn't paying it. It's funny because JD asked me
I don't
this, and
know enough.
I don't
I don't know
know.
enough. 40 feels like flying on a scooter. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just
Maybe I don't. I'm thinking like of a car. I don't know. I don't know
I
what the
don't know.
miles,
I know
but
I can't run that fast, 40
all
miles.
I know is I crashed, and I was like, at this point, I get up. I'm like, knew I was like hurt, but I was like kind of pacing back and forth, like, oh, what did I just do?
Your adrenaline's probably just going
I
crazy.
was, yeah, it was, and I look over, and the guy who spoke fluent, he didn't speak English. He spoke Spanish. He threw his bike to check on us because he was like right behind us and saw us crash.
Mhm.
So I'm like, check on Renee, my friend. I'm like, check on Renee. So I'm like kind of pacing back and forth. And then I look down and I like realized that like my like elbow was like almost like hanging out. Like it was like, I was like, oh, this is,
Oh.
I'm like, this is like much worse than I like really anticipated it being.
Mhm.
Um, so I kind of looked down and I actually have like you can kind of see it, a
Oh, yeah, you
scar.
can kinda see it.
It was bad.
It was
So,
very bad. I saw it, like,
yeah,
within a
yeah.
couple weeks of it, and it was oof.
So we're on the side of the road and I'm kind of like, oh, what do we do? And and nothing's really open, but there's like restaurants along the water right there. So I kind of walk into, I like made sure Renee was okay. The other guy was fine. But I walk into this restaurant. I don't know, like it was closed, but I walk around the back and I go in through the kitchen in this door. And I have my phone. I have like my like flashlight on my phone. So I'm like kind of looking and there's this guy just sleeping on a kitchen, like on a bench in the kitchen. And so I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I woke him up. I'm like, have my flashlight. Like I'm showing him my elbow.
The waking up is so good.
I'm like, sir.
Sorry, sir.
I'm like, I need help.
Oh.
And he like jumps up, like he like obviously was scared. He's like, what is going on? He jumps up,
Oh, man.
he like runs away. So I'm like waiting out front for him.
He thought you were, like, because he's just, like, in a frantic, like
He like I think he said there's like a language barrier, but like I knew he wasn't just like getting up and like running. Like I knew he was kind of like gonna go get help.
running
in
to
a
get
sense.
okay, it didn't look like he was, like, afraid of you or something.
No, he was just like startled and was like, I'll be right back, I guess.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of like waiting there. He comes back with like an aloe plant, like this big, a huge aloe plant. And I'm like, no. Like I need like a hospital. Like I need to like go to the emergency room. So he runs away again. He comes back with like his friend is on a scooter. And I just remember like there's also so much happening. So my friend or like the Spanish guy threw his scooter stopped working. Like it wouldn't turn on. My scooter was fine, but like a little banged up, but it was like able to run. Like we like just made sure it was like turning on okay.
Okay.
So he's there, my friend Renee's there. This guy comes on a scooter and I'm like, oh, and also my phone's gonna die. My friend's phone's gonna die.
Oh,
Where you
that's
are,
some of the
like,
worst anxiety right there, when you know
yeah,
your
like had
phone's
no
gonna die.
service. So I couldn't call anybody. Like it was,
Oh.
but I'm like, I guess I'm gonna go with this guy on the scooter. And my friend Renee was like, don't worry, like I'll figure it out. I'll get in touch with our guy friends that we met from London. Like they were on the
Mhm,
island.
mhm, mhm.
She's like, don't worry about me. Like if anything, I'll be here when you get back. So I'm like, okay. So and luckily I had like a portable charger with me. Like I think I brought like my charging like cord. So I was like, all right, like, so I go with this guy. He's like, we're driving. He's like, you woke me up. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I crashed. Like, so he drives me. We go to this hospital. It's probably like 15-minute drive. We get there and like you can tell it's a hospital, but there's really no lights on or anything. And he's like, yeah, they're closed. And I was like, oh no, they're not closed. I'm like, no.
You
So
saw some light that didn't even exist. You're like, no, I
there's
see
no
one.
light. I was like, no. Like, we go up to the door. He parks his scooter. We go up to the door. I'm like, we're knocking on the door. Nothing. I go around the side of the building. I'm like knocking on windows. Like,
And it looks closed, or like you're like, I know there's someone in there.
oh, I had no idea. I was just determined. I was
Yeah,
like,
you're like, I'm gonna
I'm
no
getting
matter what.
stitches today. That's what's happening. Yeah, because there was like, I don't know what I would have done if I don't know. So I knock on the windows, and eventually like this doctor comes out of like the front door. He's like rubbing his eyes and like turns on the lights, and like so I was the only patient there. They put me on a bed, but it's funny, like me as an American, I walk in and I'm like, excuse me, like what's your Wi-Fi password? I'm like, can you charge my phone? Just
Wait,
so
before you said anything else, that was the first thing you said?
yeah. Well, I was like, oh, like I got in an
Oh,
accident. Like,
okay. I
but
was
then
like,
like
you didn't
as
even
he's like,
show him the elbows. Like, what's the Wi-Fi? Oh, and my arm.
yeah. So he like is like, I show him. He's like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, but I also like I need to get service so I can call my friend. What's your like? So that was all happening, but I was definitely like judged. Like they were like, were you drinking? And I was like, they were like, you were partying, and I was like,
Oh, they thought you were like a party person.
yeah, because it was at this point it was almost 2
Late.
a.m,
It was late.
and I got in a scooter at like.
Yeah,
I'm sure they get this every now and then where it's, stupid Americans or foreigners that come and drink late and crash.
Yep.
So, but yeah, so that happened. And then pretty much, so we were on the islands for another week. And at this point, it was our first day on the island. I got
And they
stitched.
stitched you up, right? They
Stitched
stitched
me
you up.
up.
So you're
Mhm.
like, at this point, how hobbled are you? Like, was it very hard to like, you're super sore and just like, oh my gosh, like what? Like, did it feel like you
Honestly,
got run over type of thing? Like, because you didn't
it
get
was,
run over, but you fell over.
I didn't get run over. It felt like I was hit by a bus.
Jeez.
Because I kind of went flying off the scooter. Like I did
Yeah.
hit pavement pretty hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was a little banged up. But like the saddest part for me was we were on the islands. We had plans to go scuba diving, doing surf lessons. Like
Mm.
there's a lot of hiking that we were gonna do. And so I got 10 stitches, and they were like, you can't get it wet. You have to like clean it every day. It was like, so I was mostly sad because I'm like, I don't even want to be on the islands anymore. We spent like one more day there, like the next day.
Mhm.
Because then there's the part of the story where we take the scooter back. Well, actually, this is such a long story.
This is like we could have a whole podcast episode about this story. It probably it deserves its own episode.
Yeah. So, but I'll finish. So basically, like I'm wrapping up at the hospital, and I'm like, I go to pay. I have like my card on me, and they're like, oh no, cash only. I'm like, I don't have like all this like.
And you don't want to bring too much cash because you get robbed.
Yes. Like it's Rupa. So I was like, I need to like go to an ATM. So they took my ID. They kept it there with them. And then the guy who drove me there, he was so sweet. He was like holding my hand. I was like crying. I was getting my stitches.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
He numbed me, but I didn't like, I felt every stitch. It was pretty brutal.
That's awful.
But this guy's like holding my hand, and he's like, oh, I told him, I'm like, I think my friend's going to come get me. Okay. So at this point I'm laying there and I'm messaging, my friend Renee's phone had died, but our friend Lewis, who is from London, who we met on this trip, he was messaging me on Instagram. He was like, hey, I picked up Renee. We're coming to find you. Like, we're going to come find you. So I'm like, okay, perfect. So I was told the guy, I'm like, I think my friends are coming. Like, I'm not sure. They're on their way. So like, I'm wrapping up and I'm messaging them like, hey, where are you? And they're like, we went to 3 different hospitals they're like, these people probably think you're dead. Like we went to 3 different hospitals with a photo of you. Have you seen this girl?
Oh my
They're like,
God.
and we don't know where you are. So
that would have made me so anxious too. Like they probably never forget that.
Like
we'll never forget that moment.
Yeah. Renee was like sobbing. She was like, he took her. Like they had no idea where I was. So I'm like, all right, I'm wrapping up. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm wrapping up at the hospital. Like, meet me back at like the crash site. Like, I was like, meet me back like here. So also, meanwhile, while this is all happening, so Lewis came and picked up Renee. While she was waiting for Lewis, on the side of the road, the guy who's from Spain, his scooter broke. And I told him right before I left, I was like, if your scooter's broken, take my scooter. Like, probably not the smartest thing, but like I had him on Instagram. We were hanging out all night. Like I was like, take our scooter. I'm gonna
Mhm,
call you
mhm.
at 7 a.m. to get it back from you. Like, this is
Okay.
where I'm staying. I need you to bring it back to me. So he's like, no. So Renee's waiting there. She's like, take the scooter, we'll get it back. He's like, no, no, no. So he walks away with his scooter, like pushing his scooter that wasn't turning on. So she's standing there waiting for Lewis. Lewis arrives and they're standing there and they're trying to figure out where I am. And all of a sudden, Renee told me, she's like, we hear this like running, like this like sound. She's like, and we look and this in the distance, he's running towards us, no scooter. He's like, help me. I don't know where I am. Like, I need to borrow your scooter.
Oh
So
my god.
he ends up taking our scooter. So there's that. So we meet back at the crash site, or I'm standing there, the guy took me back. I'm waiting for them. I call them. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Where are you? And they message back and they're like, ran out of gas. At this point, it's 3 a.m. They're like, ran out of gas. Be there soon. Like, oh my God. So the guy leaves me. I'm kind of sitting there waiting for them on the side of the road. And they finally like show up. They're on the scooter. And I think the most terrifying part of all of this was having to get back on the scooter as like three of us. And they're like small scooters. They're not like big.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a really like even
Yeah.
getting one person on is probably
And
a lot.
Lewis is a big guy. Like, he's like probably like 6'5", and I don't know. So it's him driving, Renee's like, and then I get on the scooter and he took us back home. But I'm like, later we get back and I'm like, so what happened? Like, you guys ran out. And they're like, oh yeah, we found like a 6-year-old like in a yard, like selling gas. And I'm like, what? At 3 in the morning? Like, where are we? Just like ridiculous. I don't know.